Here is your winter weather update from the National Weather Service out of League City, Texas. This slide summarizes some of the impacts we expect from the weather tonight, the winter weather. In the northern counties, including places like College Station, Huntsville, Livingston, and Crockett, we're looking at mostly sleet and snow from this storm that is coming in tonight. Starting off as a little bit of rain early this evening, but then changing over to sleet and a little bit of snow. Should be on the light side. We're looking at on the order of an inch or less for those areas. As you get further south, it looks like there's a chance of a possibility of some significant freezing rain as we get very late tonight and as temperatures drop below freezing. So areas like Liberty, City of Houston, Rosenberg, Sugar Land, Wharton, Columbus, there we're looking at mostly freezing rain late tonight, starting out as rain in the evening, but as we get toward midnight or even after, more of a freezing rain scenario, possibly a little sleet as well. And then right near the coast, the precipitation we get tonight should be mostly rain until we get towards sunrise, and that's where temperatures will be right about freezing. So we could have some icy patches even at the beaches as we get towards sunrise Friday and into the daylight hours Friday morning. Another thing to look out for are the high winds, especially in the coastal counties. Right at the coast, we're looking at winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour with even some higher gusts, especially near the water. So that could create some issues as well. Getting very windy tonight across the causeway and across Galveston and along the beach areas. Looking offshore, these high winds are really going to pick the seas up on the order of 6 to 12 feet as you get, say, beyond 10 miles from shore. Really substantial seas. This plot here shows a depiction of where the greatest chance of accumulating snow will be tonight. And if you look at the darkest shade of green here, that's telling us that there's a 30 to 40% chance of greater than an inch of snow for places like Huntsville, Crockett, on west, and perhaps a 20 to 30% chance of an inch of snow or greater for College Station. Those are really the areas that are going to see some snow and sleet with this system. Here's another chart. This is actually the chance of snow greater than 2 inches tonight and Friday. And once again, places like Huntsville and Crockett have the greatest chance of seeing this accumulating snow. And we're talking about, in this case, a 20 to 30% chance. So most likely won't get that much. More likely accumulations would be an inch or less for those areas. Here's a look at the freezing rain probabilities for southeast Texas, and this is just a chance of just 1/100th of an inch of freezing rain, and you can see the chances are quite high over really much of the area, especially the southern half of our forecast area. As you get north of Huntsville up that way, as I mentioned earlier, most of the precipitation there will be in the form of rain changing to sleet and snow. So the higher chances of actually freezing rain are in the southern sections as the temperatures drop to near or below freezing. This map here shows the probability of freezing rain greater than 1/10 of an inch. Here we're talking about more ice accretion, perhaps starting to build up on trees, power lines, things like that. And there the greatest chance of some pretty significant icing would be from the city of Houston on to the west-southwest across Fort Bend County and down toward Wharton County as well. This is just another map showing basically a summary of what we've been talking about. The brown contours there near the coast describe the freezing rain threat. And again, that's where it's going to be, over southeast Texas, including the city of Houston and really greater Houston area. and then just that possibility of a little bit of snow across our northern counties. So really some wintry weather all around expected for this system that's coming through tonight and Friday. So here's a look at the temperature forecast as we go through the night. At 6 p.m. we should be above freezing for all locations. So any precipitation that is falling should be as rain. As we get a little bit later on, we start to see that freezing rain pushing down toward perhaps northern Harris County, Montgomery County, over to Columbus. It's about your freezing line at 9 p.m. Thursday. Then further north, still hovering around freezing. By midnight now, that freezing line is along or south of I-10, and now the city of Houston is getting to down to freezing. And now we're down to the upper 20s as we get further north, up toward Conroe, Cleveland, and Crockett, Huntsville, Livingston, places like that. 3 a.m., now that freezing line is getting pretty close to the coast. Even the interior portions of coastal counties now below freezing. So at this time, most of the precipitation that's falling, except right at the beaches, is going to be in the form of freezing rain in the south and sleet and snow in the north. Precipitation will be light, but it should be wintry as we get into the overnight hours. 6 a.m. Friday, the freezing line is right at the coast. So now even the coastal areas, including Galveston Island, Freeport, now we're sitting right around freezing or even a degree or two below. And this is when we need to be concerned about our icy patches at the beaches, on the barrier islands, right around daybreak on Friday. Looking further north at 6 a.m. Friday, well below freezing. So whatever is falling or has fallen is going to be of the freezing or frozen variety. Freezing rain in the southern half, and then sleet and snow in the north. And then no really rapid warm-up on Friday. We're not really expecting much warming at all. Still below freezing at 9 a.m. for most sections. And looking ahead beyond 9 a.m., even at noontime, that freezing line doesn't make a whole lot of progress further north. So just to sum up, again, possibility of some snow and sleet in the northern areas, generally an inch or less. Some rain changing over to freezing rain and sleet in the southern half. In between, places like Brenham and Conroe may see every precipitation type. Some sleet, even a little bit of snow and freezing rain, not out of the question. And we could see some icy patches on roadways, especially elevated roadways. Be especially careful if you have to travel late tonight, or especially for the rush hour on Friday. We could be looking at some really icy conditions. So check on road conditions before you head out in the morning, and again, be safe.